Hi, my name is Sven and this is This Guy Edits. One thing I find interesting about filmmakers is that the more they direct, the more they can express themselves in the smallest details of a scene. A lot of people think directors are distinguished by how they shoot the big set pieces, the crazy oneers, the really stylish stuff. And yeah, these are the shots that get copied, and they do give you a strong indication of someone's vision. But sooner or later, every filmmaker goes back to scenes like this. Two people in a room talking, just about the least cinematic thing there is. And it's scenes like that tell you what they really care about.
I've been hacking into government and corporate international secrets all over the world.
What? Are you crazy?
And Neil Breen, he cares about information.
It's you, Leah.
Unlike many filmmakers who try to avoid exposition, sometimes Breen does nothing but.
Humans have taken far too long to understand solar energy, but they're beginning to make progress now.
In his world, drama happens when a character learns a new piece of information.
I'm so sorry, but due to the poor economy, we're gonna have to lay you off.
How does it fit with everything they already know?
We all had the best of intentions of improving the nation's sustainable energy systems and environment, but the corruption and greed in big business and government just won't let it happen.
And how do they react to learning a little bit more of the truth?
Yeah, it's always the government and lawyers that prevent progress.
Breen's style is an extension of this idea, and it's interesting to hear him describe his process.
We do want to do something unique, interesting, thought-provoking, and exciting. We don't do the normal, boring, cliche storytelling.
So, what does Neil Breen not do?
Can you hear me?
Should we be afraid?
For one thing, handheld. Breen is a lockdown, put it on a tripod filmmaker. He hates handheld and rarely does it in any of his films. Double Down has maybe 2 scenes, so does Fateful Findings, which includes this shot. I Am Here Now has some of the most of any Breen film. But even when he uses it, notice how he designs around it. The camera work is only shots while the women walk and the bike falls. Once we know who has all the power in the scene, the shot is on a tripod, rock solid.
Wow.
Another thing Breen avoids is the sense of a human being operating the camera. At a time when many filmmakers are deliberately adding camera shake or mistakes to their shots to make it seem like there was a person there, Breen is doing the opposite.
So everything I do is very professional. So I wanted things that were very interesting cinemagraphically, and as the cinematographer and the DP, I wanted things that were visually interesting as well as supported the story.
Sometimes you can't tell whether a shot was human-controlled, motion-controlled, or CGI. The final effect is ominous, like something out of Mulholland Drive. He also cuts to a close-up only when he needs to. Even though Breen's close-ups and inserts are really distinctive, he rarely cuts in because
I try to visually create a contrast relative to what's going on in the film. I really go out of my way to play that contrast off against each other.
in any given scene he'll go to the close-ups only for moments. And the more he's directed, the more he's done it.
I congratulated you on the success of your first book when we first met. I told you I could help you then.
These moments gain power precisely because he withholds the shot on occasion. And lastly, he avoids moving the camera if he can help it.
All of my films have a very constructive theme to them. Kind of make them, without being judgmental, I don't pretend to give answers. I just have the audience be entertained as well as think about them.
Dylan.
So consider all these restrictions he gives himself. No handheld, no human operating, little unnecessary close-ups, few unmotivated camera moves. Now let's just give him a scene of people talking. Can he make it cinematic?
I'm so glad you could all come for dinner.
Oh yeah.
We're glad to visit.
Talking isn't cinematic, but drama is. This scene is about 5 people all sitting. The first thing Breen does is bring us over here.
I want you to try this new wine.
I'd love to try your wine.
Just from shot sizes, we can tell this is more important to Emily and Amy than anyone else. Before the conversation shifts to the Dylan character, Breen knowingly breaks the 180 rule twice.
I still can't believe you're up and around so fast.
This is our clue that Dylan is the reason for this dinner.
That is amazing.
But Jim, who's out of touch, runs his mouth.
When you were in the hospital, you were really bad shape. Comatose.
When Dylan tries to defuse, Emily cuts in.
Feeling much better, thanks.
We and the doctors didn't think you were gonna make it.
Dinner will be ready soon.
Which takes us to Ellie
I'm hungry.
and away from the pain.
I can't wait for dinner.
But Jim won't let it go.
It seems like it never happened.
I've got great family genes.
This puts Dylan in a tough spot and he has to put his foot down. And this leads to Dylan facing away from his aggressor. Breen saves it for this moment as Jim gets totally dismissed.
But I have this really interesting project about elephants in Africa.
I'm sure Dylan doesn't want to hear about that now.
I want to hear about our project.
So even without sound, you understand the purpose of the scene. Breen has taken your eyes and brought them here to see this drama.
I'd love to try your wine.
And here to see this one.
That is amazing.
And then here for the final showdown.
I don't feel so well.
5 characters, 5 relationships, all staged for the camera to see. The next time these characters are together, look how far Jim is in the background.
He killed himself! He killed himself!
And see the progression of the relationship in any shot that has the two of them together, ending with this one.
I can't believe you committed suicide. I cannot believe you committed suicide. How could you have done this? How could you have committed suicide?
That is directing.
I can't help you out of this one, Jim.
And as Breen has gotten older, he's actually gotten more subtle. For instance, now he's really good at using emptiness in the frame. So he'll cut to a bed with no one in it. Or an empty cave with the hint of a shadow. He'll build an entire scene to a moment where someone almost looks into the lens, happy or terrified. And he'll show us someone's dysfunctional state through their relationship with technology. It's true that Breen has a reputation for being uncompromising when it comes to challenging his audience.
Magical, mystical, tied into real world scenarios. They're filled with metaphor and symbolism.
At the same time, it's great to watch someone who's actually doing their job. Someone who can show the power of character change through a single dissolve. Someone who's willing to play this moment in full.
I'm sorry. I let you down.
You didn't let me down. Let's try and start over. We both got problems.
I think I'm beyond that now.
I'm going. I'm gonna get some fresh air.
Fine. You go.
I'm not running away.
Or just let us watch characters walk from point A to point B. Even if you don't like Breen, this is his craft in directing right now, and it's absolutely worth studying.
My job sucks.
I've got to get this work done.
And if you do like him, here's what he has to say to you.
Thanks very much. I really appreciate all the support. It's been fantastic. The reviews have been great. Anyway, it goes on and on.